To promote my new flower shop, I had one place print my business cards, another print my brochures, and a third, my signs. Now my roses aren't red, my violets aren't blue, my geraniums look dead, and I don't know what to do.
Staples can help your business stand out with signs, banners, and brochures that are a true reflection of your company. And now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase.
Now my business is blossoming, and I'm spending less green.
Exclusions apply. In-store only. Ends 6/23/18.
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Music City Hayride Show.
The Music City Hayride Show is a live performance and radio broadcast offering up the very best of traditional country, bluegrass, and gospel artists from across America. Filmed at the famous Texas Troubadour Theater in Nashville, Tennessee, the Music City Hayride is presented to a live audience every Friday night at 8 p.m. Backed by the awesome Music City Hayride Band, we present genuine country music that made Nashville Music City, USA. Here's a little helping of the Music City Hayride.
Dear Hank, would you look what they have done to take your country music all the way to number one? They replaced your boots and cowboy suits. They closed all their doors, so twin Texas fiddles never cry out anymore. You left this world New Year's Eve back in '52. I never got to see you play, so I'm feeling mighty blue. The new country stars are like none you've ever seen. They wear short-cut skirts and muscle shirts. They got holes torn in their jeans. Now I'm no Calvin Klein, and my thoughts are way behind. I've been known to take a drink to help myself unwind. This new breed of singers, they have nothing left to hide. I just wished when they would take the stage, they would do it with a little pride. Dear Hank, would you look what they have done to take your country music all the way to number one? They replaced your boots and cowboy suits. They closed all their doors, so twin Texas fiddles never cry out anymore. Loud screaming guitars that are played with metal bars turn your head in circles till you don't know where you are. Times sure are changing, we're gonna have to do it their way. Well, if those are my choices, I'd rather just not play. Dear Hank, would you look what they have done to take your country music all the way to number one? They replaced your boots and cowboy suits. They closed all their doors, so twin Texas fiddles never cry out anymore. walks into the bar, he'll slam that big old door, just like he's done so many times before. He's on a roll again, mixing misery and gin. We know he'll choose to lose again. As she walks up by his side, she hangs her head and cries. Why do you always choose to live your life with booze? She hates to make him choose. She won't like the news. She knows he'll choose to lose again. He'll choose to lose again. We know she'll never win. He won't even hear her plead. He has everything he needs to stay right up on that stool, drinking like a fool. We know he'll choose to lose again. As she turns and walks away, we know that he will stay. She can only hope and pray he'll see the light someday. She'll be home alone tonight. She won't put up a fight. She knows he'll choose to lose again. He'll choose to lose again. We know she'll never win. He won't even hear her plead. He has everything he needs to stay right up on that stool, drinking like a fool. We know he'll choose to lose again. Yes, we know he'll choose to lose again.
Just call me one lucky guy, 'cause I wake up each morning with her in my life. Things couldn't get any brighter, 'cause I'm right here beside her. I'm her everything and she's my world. Boy, what a girl. There's something special about her that makes me stand out in a crowd. I fall short of what she's needing in her man. There ain't no comparing. She just keeps on caring. And what a sight to see in her blue jeans and her girls. Boy, what a girl. Man, what a woman. Yes, sir, she's my lady and she makes me proud. Well, there's something special about her that makes me stand out in a crowd. Isn't she something? Boy, what a girl. Man, what a woman. Oh, there's something special about her that makes me stand out in a crowd. Isn't she something? Boy, what a girl. Man, what a woman. Boy, what a girl. Man, what a woman. Ba-da-da-da.
Thank you. Without a strap.
Thank y'all very
That's
much.
a good song.
Thank you, man.
That's great.
Somebody can cut it for me.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Paige Roberts Show. It is Monday, June the 4th, 2018. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. 2 hours of great music and talk, so we hope you sit back and go grab you a drink or whatever you want to go and grab and sit back and listen to some good music. Now, my first featured artist is traditional country music artist, humanitarian award winner, Dean Holmen, and I actually have Dean on the phone with me right now, so I'll go ahead and bring him in. Hi, Dean. How are you? And welcome to the show.
Hey, doing great, Paige Roberts. Great to be here tonight on this nice, humid-free Nashville, Tennessee.
Right, I know how that is. I want to thank you, too, for taking time out of your schedule to come on the show, because I know how busy you are this week.
Yeah.
I know.
CMA week is always a busy week in Nashville, that's for sure.
Right. Well, Dean, usually the way I do things is I'll get my artist, and I usually tell them you can start wherever you like, go back however far you like. But I like for our artists to tell our listeners out there about themselves, and you can work your way up to your music. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
Oh, okay. Well, so everyone get your glass of wine and sit back. Well, I guess I go all the way back. I've been playing music now for, I guess, about 50 years, just about.
Wow.
I started when I was 10 years old. Started my first band at 13 years old, and always have played pretty much traditional country, a little bit of the 50s and 60s rock and roll back in the early 70s. And then I went into the service in 1977 into the U.S. Army. Became a engineer in the service, and then made a trip over to Germany. And while I was in Germany, it was right during the urban cowboy craze, you know, that John Travolta movie, Urban Cowboy, and country music was really hitting big back then. And then they had a advertisement on the recreation center PX down there that they were trying to find a band to play at the NCO clubs across Germany. Non-commissioned officers clubs, and where people would go, the GIs would go over in Germany. They were going to put together 4 different bands, and that would be a temporary duty for you. And I thought, what a way to get out of playing Army. So I put in to do that, and by golly, if I didn't get picked to be one of the people that got to be in the country band. So my job for 1 year over in Germany was just traveling around Europe to different military installations, playing music on Friday and Saturday nights, and then rehearsing during the week for 2 days, and then I had 2 days in the week off. Then I got out of the Army and went back to my home state of Wisconsin, where I was from, and played in a local band. I played in about 5 of them, I guess, over the period of like 30 years. And we played just about every dirt-floored honky-tonk from Hurley, Wisconsin to Yuma, Arizona. You know, traveling around playing and working. And then I went into the iron workers and became a union iron worker and continued to keep playing. But this allowed me to have a little bit extra money in my pockets, you know, because I was starting to make a good wage. And I had decided, you know, I've been writing songs since I got thrown out of study hall back in high school. And I thought I'd take a few of these songs down to Nashville and record them and see if I could do anything with my music. So in 2000, I come down here to Nashville and went and recorded 3 of my songs and started sending them out to radio stations around the country. And got a lot of airplay on that. And then I actually met a good friend of mine, Mr. Dan Hansen, over Denmark, Germany, and he offered me the chance to come over and tour Denmark. So I took him up on that, and he set up some jobs over there, and that led to more jobs over there. And so I went over there about 5 or 6 times, I guess, over the last 15 years. And it was a nice to meet, you know, the people from the other countries. In fact, one of the DJs from there will be coming over here to Nashville here and spending the 4th of July with us. Looking forward to seeing her again. Haven't seen her since I toured with her husband over there. And
wow.
And then so I come back from all these tours to Europe, and now I'm closing in on my retirement age. You know, I retired from the ironworkers at 55, and I've had such a blessed life, you know, in music and in the people I've had the chance to meet over the years. And I thought I would spend my retirement years down here in Nashville and try to start a country music show to give back. You know, I've received so much from being able to play and so many nice breaks over the years, and I would never say I became rich and famous over music. That would be telling the biggest lie that'll be told tonight. But I certainly have felt very blessed because I've met some very good friends in this, and I wanted to spend my retirement years giving back, you know, to one, our veterans, and then 2, I chose a disease that we don't have a cure for yet, you know, Alzheimer's and dementia. And one of my guitar players 5 years ago lost his wife to dementia, so I felt real strong on that one. So I started the Music City Hayride in 2015 after I moved down. I moved here in 2015. I retired in Wisconsin and sold my home and then moved here in 2015. And through some of the contacts down here, I started this show and the Music City Hayride, and it's been going ever since. And it's starting to pick up a little steam now. You know, I'm for the first 2 years, I funded this show 100% by myself. You know, I paid for the band, I paid for whatever I had to put out, but after about $90,000, I said, okay, I've put enough in it. It needs to sustain itself now, or it needs to finish. And we're not playing as much, but we're getting reoccurring donations, and that helps, and they're all tax deductible. We became a nonprofit in 2016, and since then, and now we're doing all right. But I would certainly love to get a couple, you know, major sponsors at some point soon, so we could get this show going weekly instead of basically monthly. And that takes me up to about here, you know, about where we're at right now. that's it in a nutshell. I guess I could have went longer on every portion of my life, but I don't want to put everyone to sleep out there.
No, but it seems like it has really taken off. I have been reading over the website and things like that for the past few days and things like that, and it seems like you're doing fairly well. So
yeah, it's going real well, and the shows are just loved. I have yet to see one person come to our show that has been disappointed in what they came to see, and we keep our ticket price very affordable. I hate to say we're the cheapest show in town, so I say we're the most affordable show in town, and and it's a high class show, and I'm sure the people, if they like traditional country music, they're going to love the show because I don't put the newer country on it. There's just too many venues all over the world to hear that in, and there's so few venues left to hear real traditional country music, and I'm going to keep this show that way. I mean, even our beloved Grand Ole Opry has to change with the times because they have to make money. Well, that's the nice thing about running a nonprofit. I'm not in this to make money. I'm in to make money for our charities. I need to bring in enough through donations and sponsors to run the shows, and then everybody that buys a ticket to see this show, that money goes back to our charities. So I don't get paid for this show. My assistant doesn't get paid for this show. It's pretty much all volunteers except for the band, and I have to pay for the theaters.
Well, and Dean, and that's why people don't understand a lot of our shows, including myself, we don't get paid, and it takes a lot in finding really good sponsors that will step up and back you on that. So, but
It's tough, to run it.
It is.
I mean, like for the first year, we ran these shows weekly, but everyone thought there was a bottomless pit of money. Well, it was me putting, the equity that I made from selling my home back in Wisconsin, plus part of one of my IRA retirement funds, all into starting this show. Luckily, I've got a wife that's very understanding.
Right. Now, I do see you have quite a few charities. Why don't we talk about the charities that you do have?
All righty. Well, our first one, again, I'm a veteran, and I think the government, be it if you're a Democrat or a Republican or independent, they have all dropped the ball on our veterans in this country. I mean, the VA hospitals are a wreck. They don't take care of our soldiers when they come home. There's too many of them falling through the cracks. 22 of these kids take their life every day when they come home. And that we can't live with. So I want to help our veterans. So I'm working with Operation Stand Down Tennessee is one of the veterans organizations that we try to help fund. And there's a full service, A to Z. They do everything from housing, a little financial help for some of them if they can, job placement, drug and alcohol rehabilitation, writing resumes, using of a phone if a person comes that's homeless in there that's a veteran, they'll help them be able to make calls and set up job interviews. It's just a all around service for veterans that have been honorably discharged. The second one I do is another veterans charity, the Honor and Valor Foundation. They're based out of North Carolina, but they're basically a national. They're trying now to open some smaller little chapters. I know they have a small one of ours up in Wisconsin now, trying to get some guys there. What they do is they take returning veterans, they have been deployed, out on camping trips, fishing trips, hiking trips. If they're able to carry a gun, they'll take them on some hunting trips and stuff, and we get them acclimated back into the regular life and entered enjoyments of life and work a lot with the people with PTSD. You know, the ones who need some help a lot. And that's a real good one. And then our third charity that I'm working with right now is Music and Memory. And that's the one that works a lot with Alzheimer's and dementia patients. And all these charities are on our website at musiccityhayride.net. You can go to our charities and then go to all these different charities that we help fund. And there's just a whole boatload of videos showing what this music therapy can do to people for people that have dementia and Alzheimer's. You know, there's no cure for dementia and Alzheimer's, but you know, the last stages of this disease is basically closing down and then death. And what this does, this brings people that are that aren't speaking anymore. All they do is lay with their head on a table. It gives them a lift, and they can come back from this, through this therapy, and they can have some quality time with their loved ones and stuff, you know. And it was just amazing. I think I have an actual video online.
You do. You're now like before we came on the show, I was over here watching it, and it was just so amazing that this man's face lit up when they put the iPod ears on him, and he was singing and, you know, just happy as
yeah,
can
and an
be.
hour before that, all he would do was lay with his head on his tray. And that's what I wished I would have known about this back when my guitar player's wife went through this, because for the last 6 months of her life, she laid in bed and never said a word. You know, and she loved music, and she loved his music. I just wished I would have known about this back then.
Yeah, it's hard to sit there and watch somebody deteriorate. I can't say it. Deteriorate like that, and not know.
And that music therapy is good. Another thing, you know, they're finding this is working for people with Parkinson's disease, and it's real good for PTSD, and it's another great treatment in traumatic brain injuries. So it can help the veterans too, but that isn't why I picked it, the veteran side of it. I picked for it's just a horrendous disease, you know, and you know there's a lot of other diseases, you know, even like cancer. Everyone knows that's a horrible disease, but people know they have it and they can fight it. You know, you can fight, and attitude is half the battle, they tell me. But you know, when you've got dementia and Alzheimer's, you don't know you have it. You know, and especially in the back stages, so you can't fight it. You know, you're at the mercy of that disease, and that's why I sort of wanted to pick that specific one. You know, and I support other charities. I mean, I've been a Shriner for 22 years, so I support the Shrine Hospital for Children. I always try to help support St. Jude's, but that's not in our mission statement for the Hayride. You know, if we get big enough and we start really bringing in some good money, we may pick up a couple more of these charities.
And, you know, the Shriners have been around a long time also.
Yeah, 90 years this year.
Yes, wow. You know, I'm 49, and when I was a baby, they actually paid for a surgery that I had when I was a baby. So that's it. Not giving away my age, but...
You aren't 90. That's how long they've been doing this.
I know it. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. I remember doing a parade in Winona, Minnesota with the Shrine one time, and one of their beauty queens that was running that year come up to us and gave each one of us a big hug. And we were thinking, wow, how nice, this beautiful young lady giving us a hug because we're Shriners. And then she lifted up her gown a little bit, and there she was walking on two prosthetic legs and says, "You all gave me these." You know, and I tell you, if that doesn't make your little heart go pitter patter, you know, the hospital, they did great work for them, and that's why I love the Shriners. You know, my father was one, and my brother and I are, and now his son is, and and I joined down here in Nashville too. I was a Shriner in Wisconsin, and now I joined down here and joined their Legion of Honor to post colors for parades and different events.
Well,
And,
that's
St.
awesome.
Jude's, look at that hospital. That's another great one that needs to be helped.
Well, that's who I usually try to help too. Well, especially around Christmas time and things like that, because they're usually standing out in front of various places, asking for donations. So
yeah, I could do that. We've got a license through our Music City Hayride that I actually could talk to businesses and stand out and solicit donations. I don't feel right doing that myself. Maybe if someone wanted to do it for us, I'd be more than happy to let them do it. But I won't do it. That's the same thing as I won't do gospel music if I get paid for it. I don't feel right making money off of singing about the Lord. Not that there's anything wrong with it. People have done it for years.
No,
I just
not.
don't want to be paid for it.
Well, funny you should say that. I play the piano for the church, right? And when they started paying me, I was kind of blown away by it, because I was like, well, I wasn't expecting anything, but they actually have it in their budget, and so I'm like, well, and I try to do as much as I can for the church and things like that, but I know they have it set up to where they probably get kickbacks on there.
I hope no one takes offense to what I say about that.
No,
this is my
no.
beliefs. Not I mean, the gospel world, and we need that music out there. We do. But I myself just don't feel right taking money for it. So I'm not going to put a lot of money into it, so I've never recorded a gospel CD. If I did record it, it would be something that was done pretty free and all in the public domain that I could give away and not have to pay for. Pay for the royalties. There's plenty of wonderful hymns that are in the public domain that you could sing that you wouldn't have to pay royalties on anymore. Just like a lot of the old standard Christmas tunes are.
That's right too. But like I was saying, I was thinking, and I was actually going to tell them, you don't have to pay me. I was coming in and doing you a favor, maybe, and I wasn't expecting it at all. So, but I try to give back when I can and things like that. So, but yeah, and the churches will be there for you too. But yeah. Now, Dean, you are Humanitarian Award winner. Tell us about that, because you are 2 years running.
2 different places.
Right.
But first off, I don't like to say that I am. This is a team. The Music City Hayride, I'm the CEO of it, the head of it, but it's not me, myself. I got, Ruth Brown, I got a whole board of directors. All these people, these board of directors, they don't get paid. They're all volunteers. 90% of our artists that are on the show never make a penny playing on the show. They all donate their time. This is a team effort to get the Humanitarian Award. It was a great honor receiving that Josie Award last year, acknowledging the independent artist in this country, because 95 or even higher % of the music played in jobs in music are created by the independent artist. Those majors that you hear on your favorite new country radio station, only about 10% of the people, that 5% of the population in the business work in that field. The rest of them are, independent record promoters, independent DJs such as yourself, independent artists, living on a tank of gas and mustard and potatoes to get to the next job to play. And so, but the Humanitarian Award was strictly a team effort that got us that. And they put it in my name because I'm the CEO of the show, but I give the credit to everybody I work with in that show. And that goes for the other one, too. that I got the humanitarian award that I was given this year. And, you know, they say it's me, and people think it's me, but I'm the one that makes sure it stays on the level, and it stays at because that's exactly what I want for it to me. And I'm not going to get involved with people what charities do and don't. You know, I wish people would really do their homework on their charities before they donate to them, because some of them only use about 17 cents out of every dollar gets to the charity. And there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of ones that people really respect that really don't do as much as they do. The only reason they do so much good work is they got such a volume of money coming in. But their CEOs make $80,000 or $36 million a year, you know, and it just makes me sick to my stomach when, if you think of some of those charities, if that CEO eliminate his job up there as a pencil pusher and take that $36 million and put it back into that charity, think how many more of those people they could have helped.
That's right.
There, I'm going to get off my soapbox now before I just say something I regret. But I really, kills me to see some of these people just drop billions on charities, and yet I spun around went to 5 major corporations in Nashville and basically couldn't even get them to say hi to me. You know, it's real hard to find, corporate sponsor, because we're not going to be giving away billions of dollars, in bonuses to people. But I guess it's a little bit more live and learn. But we got some good reoccurring people, individual people at like $20 a month, and that's what's saving us right now. That's what's keeping some shows going for us.
Yeah, and there's a lot. And when people may be surprised if they did do their homework on what they would find out about these organizations. There's just a lot of them. You see them on TV all the time. On TV all the time, asking for money. So, and I sit there sometimes, and I just wonder how many people out there that sees these commercials that they have, and how much money they're actually bringing in like that.
Well, there's one on there right now, and I'm not going to say which one it is. That says, and it pulls at your heartstrings when you watch it. That's all I'll say. And it pulls at mine. They're in desperate need of 300,000 new donors at $20 a month. 300,000. Do the math, how much money they're at. And they want this by the end of like June or July. But, when you do it on national television and it's hitting 50 states and you put these heart-wrenching commercials on there, they probably can get that too.
Oh, yeah. That's
and
then
they'll beef up their pension plans with it. They'll just pay their head CEO and their big office rigs, another couple $1 million more a year, and very little will get back to the actual charity that pulled at your heartstring. And it kills me to see it. There's nothing I can do. I certainly can't afford to get sued by these people, so I'm not going to start naming anybody.
That's true too. But yeah, that's the truth of the matter of it. But now, tell us a little bit about the Music City Hayride. It is the new Music City Hayride. You have a show this week where you are every Friday evening.
Yeah. Well, that commercial you had that you played at the beginning of the radio show is a little misleading. That was shot 2 years ago. That promo, and that's when I was doing them every Friday night. Right now we do them in the afternoons because our bread and butter for supporting our charities has been our senior centers attending our shows, and so we do our shows at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, and we do them on either Friday afternoon or this year on Wednesday afternoons. Wednesday or Friday afternoons is what I've been doing them. it hurts for the walk-in business, because a lot of people have to work. But, when like this week now, we got 112 people coming from Ashland City, from the one senior center. And that makes up for a lot of walk-ins. And then we got a group from Stewart County, Tennessee, coming in this week. And that brings in a lot of money for our charity, because every penny those people pay for their ticket goes back to the charities. Keep none of that, because I get these shows funded through self-funding with other people's and their donations, and a couple sponsors that we do have that are small help us a lot. And then we basically are working with, we work with a lot of independent artists, without saying we're like it, we're sort of, we run it, I modeled it after either like the old Louisiana Hayride or a lot on the line of how the Grand Ole Opry runs. An artist will come out, we got a staff band like the Opry does, a great band. I would put them up against any other band on the road, in the studio, or anywhere. They're all road musicians anyways. Most of them work, with other artists, out on the road, or one owns a couple of them own studios and do all their recording. And, but it's a good way. What I'm looking for in the artists is people that are very good, but I don't pay the artist to come on this show, because, again, this is a charity. If I pay him, it's coming out of my pocket, not out of what comes in through the door. And if, some people, like, some of these people, we've had some closing acts on there and some named acts that people would know, but we're finding that that's not really drawing people. So, I like, some of these independent artists work a heck of a lot harder than a lot of the people that are already there, to get there. I mean, these people drive forever, and they have such great music, and they don't get the chance to get heard anymore. And I like to help those people out, but I like them to help us too. I'm hoping people will help us with our charity work and stuff. It's very little to get the exposure that you get out of Nashville down here, and I can't tell you a place that anybody should want to play in Nashville if they come into Nashville other than that Texas Troubadour Theater. I mean, that's home to the Midnight Jamboree for 47 years. It's a pretty famous stage. I mean, next to the Ryman Auditorium and the Grand Ole Opry, I can't think of a stage I'd rather play on in this town.
Now, if anybody's out there listening, if any of our artists are listening and would like to do that, I mean, what do they need to do? Do they call?
I guess they need to get a hold of me and let me talk to them and talk through them. And I need to hear some of their music, because, everybody, if someone's mom's going to send their son a CD and he's the biggest star since Alan Jackson, and the person can't carry a tune in a bucket, I can't put that on there. I have to be very careful what I put on the show.
Right.
But, I need to hear some of their music, and I don't want to hear them sing over the phone. That don't do it. Preferably they're already a recording artist, because everybody nowadays can do it. Every hometown's got a studio.
That's true.
And with the way things work nowadays in digital, you don't have to do all your music recording in Nashville anymore. Sorry, guys, you don't have to. But you do need to come here if you want the hottest pickers in the world. I'll tell you that.
All right.
Because I mean, they just can't. People in Bug Tussle, Arkansas, can't hold a candle to the people that play here in Nashville.
No. I don't know, Dean. Now, Athens, Georgia's out there on the map, too.
Well, yeah, there is. I mean, don't get me wrong. And I wasn't picking on Bug Tussle, Arkansas. You name any of these small little towns 500 miles from here, and you're going to be hard-pressed to get 7 top-notch Nashville-picking type musicians in one studio. You might have one person there that can play the beans out of something, but it's pretty hard to do it there. And even though people do it, I mean, they can record in Nashville and never set foot in Nashville, too. Because you can send your stuff down here and they can do it demo style for you. And then you take it to your local studio and do your own vocals. I know one artist right now that does that because, you know, he's getting to be older and he says he can't always sing right sharpest he can sing at 9 o'clock in the morning, you know, so he gets his tracks made down here. He goes to a studio back in his hometown, and if he's feeling pretty good today, he might call the guy and say, hey, I'm feeling pretty good. I might be able to lay down a couple tracks today. And then he'll go over and he'll sing his tracks. And when he gets them all done, he's got himself a CD.
And that's a lot of work, too. Right. Well, we was talking a lot about people actually putting that together, and people don't realize, and even with you and a lot of us out there, don't realize what goes into putting together a show and doesn't realize all the things that do go behind that, you know? I mean, it is a lot of work.
It is. I'm working on this every day, and we're doing it monthly right now. And we're not going to be doing a show in August this year because I thought we were doing one that ended up getting canceled, so I'm not putting one together for August because I haven't had time to mail out letters to our senior centers for this. You know, they plan their trips, 5 months ahead of time. So it's too late to throw one together for that. But we got a couple road shows coming up. One to McMinnville, Tennessee for a VFW, and then we're going to do one up. And it's not in Dyersburg, Tennessee, but it's just outside of that in a small town. And I'm very sorry I forgot the name of that town because I can't remember. I've only lived here for three and a half years myself, so I'm still learning all these towns and communities around here.
Mm-hmm.
I just went to Minnie Pearl's area yesterday, Grinder's Switch in Centerville, Tennessee.
Centerville. Wow. Wonder how many cities there are in Tennessee. Do we even know?
Yeah.
Probably
it was
quite
fun
a lot
to go there.
Oh, I bet. Now, Dean, is there anything that you would like to say to our listeners out there? I know we only have a little short time, but an hour goes by quick.
I would invite anybody to check our website out at musiccityhayride.net and see what we're about. We right now we're banking and running our shows basically off of the love offerings of individuals like them. You know, it's those $20 donors that are keeping our country music alive. And part of this Hayride show is also to preserve and protect, traditional country music. The music that made Nashville what it is. Nashville would have never become Nashville that we know it today with what we're hearing today. They would have went to New York or to L.A. for this stuff. But, it's just progressed into this around now. But, the legends and honor of those folks, I love getting out there and doing a song from Billy Walker. I want to keep his music alive for people to remember for many years. Or a Porter Wagner tune or a Jimmy Dickens tune, because you certainly aren't going to hear those folks on the radio anymore unless you listen to WSM. And they don't play many of them anymore. They might when you listen to the Way Back Wednesdays or something with Eddie Stubbs, but he'll play that stuff. On a regular basis nowadays, it's getting to be stuff from the 90s and early 2000s that are on there. You're not hearing the stuff from the 60s and 70s, the stuff that made this city. Well, I hope people will learn to just check us out and see what they think about it.
Do you think people are doing more covers now than they are writing music? Yeah.
No, there's so many writers right now, but the only thing I've found, and I found this out myself on my CDs, my first 2 CDs were all originals. It wasn't until I recorded my 3rd CD that I put a couple cover tunes on it, and I sell the hotcakes out of that.
Wow.
Because people look at CDs, they don't know any song on it, so they don't buy it. Then you go to like the other one. Well, I got like Crystal Chandeliers on my third CD. I got Walk On By on my CD. I got Charlie's Shoes on there. In my last CD I wrote, it was Songs I Wish I Wrote and A Few I Did. Is the name of the CD.
Awesome.
You know, so I think if you're trying to get the big record deal, you need to write and have your own gimmick. If you're just trying to help offset a little of your expenses and have sell a few CDs and do some shows, I would suggest a couple cover tunes along with some originals. And that's sort of the way I do my show. I usually do either one or two originals or one or two covers every time. I do like 3 songs when I come on and do our show. And one time I'll do 2 originals, and one time I'll do 2 covers and an original. So I split that up, and that's the way I like a lot of our artists. If they're writers, do one of your originals, but do something that everybody in that crowd's going to know too. So yeah, I think it helps to record some of the old standards if you want to sell them. Because, like I said, it was I sold quite a few of those CDs, but the third one sold a lot better than the first 2. Of course, after you sell one of those, then people might buy a CD. That I know there's a DJ over in Japan. In fact, I think he passed away now. He used to buy a lot of my CDs, and he bought the third one first. And then he come back and then he bought my other 2 because I think he liked what he heard, and then he was playing it over there, and then he wanted to see what I wrote too. Was that too long of an answer?
Oh no, sir. That's a great answer. But yeah, we are right down to 8 minutes left. I guess we'll go out and play one of your songs, a couple more of your songs, but I do want to thank you again for coming on. And go ahead.
I was just saying, it's been a real pleasure to be a part of the show tonight. It's been real fun, and you'll love Alan Karl too. He's a great man. I love Alan Karl. He's on a lot of our shows. He's on our board of directors too.
Wow. I think I read that, but we'll have to do this again sometime, maybe about this fall.
Yeah, just set it up with Ruth. She's the one that tells me where I've got to be, when I've got to be somewhere.
Yes, we know that too. Cool.
I was supposed to. I got double booked for tomorrow morning. I got 2 things that have to go on. One thing I had to do, and well, it's medical, so I can't back out of that.
No, I know how that is. I've done that before too. I have to watch everything I do because I have overbooked on myself before. So we know how that goes.
Yeah.
But at least sometimes people are so forgiving. I haven't met anybody yet that didn't come back down on it, but it happens, I guess.
Yes, it does.
But I want to thank you again, and we support you in everything you do, Dean, and we'd like to help out, and even if it's just sharing your information and help getting the word out. So.
Well, the word is the main thing. Everybody's got to hear about the word. The word.
That's it.
A little bitty word.
That's it. Well, I think we'll go out and play a couple of your songs, and then we'll come back with Alan Karl. So I thank you again, and you have a good night.
All righty. You too, Sunshine. Thanks again for having me on here.
Oh, you're quite welcome, and thank you again.
All righty.
All right now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Heartaches and honky-tonks the man I am. Then I found this honky-tonk life that I lead today. Lost my wife and children somewhere along the way. Heartaches and honky-tonks were always the key. One beats on the other, it made a fool out of me. Losing a wife and family, I was too blind to see. Heartaches and honky-tonks will never set me free. Every day as the sun goes down, I make my way to town. I paint a smile upon my face, I wipe away the frown. Find some pretty lady, we'll laugh and dance all night. Praying as the sun comes up, everything will be alright. Heartaches and honky-tonks were always the key. One beat on the other, it made a fool out of me. Losing a wife and family, I was too blind to see. Heartaches and honky-tonks will never set me free. Doggone those heartaches and honky-tonks will never set me free. Pulled up in her flashy foreign car, then walked into our hometown country bar. She was dressed fit to kill, my heart felt the chill. I could see that cheating look in her eyes. In behind her came a shattered-looking man. He knelt down as he took her by the hand. Tears rolled from his eyes. She was telling him goodbye. He said, if you're gonna cheat again, please let me cheat with you. Let me cheat with you, and I will never make you blue. I'll spend my life, if you're my wife, to make your dreams come true. If you're leaving me behind, let me hold you one more time. If you're gonna cheat again, please let me cheat with you. I knew that I'd never make my move, for I was sure to be the next one to lose. The shattered man was all but dead. I can't forget the words he said. If you're gone gonna cheat again, please let me cheat with you. Let me cheat with you, and I will never make you blue. I'll spend my life, if you're my wife, to make your dreams come true. If you're leaving me behind, let me hold you one more time. If you're gonna cheat again, please let me cheat with you. If you're gonna cheat again, please let me cheat with you.
Hey y'all, this is Danny Kinsey, and you're listening to the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio Network.
I've seen the moon rise in a turquoise sky, one time out Cheyenne way. This simple beauty left me hypnotized, like standing in your gaze. The first time that I ever held you close, you stole my breath away. Like sunlight breaking through the Tulsa rain, you changed the dark today. No other woman ever made me feel a love so real, so true. I've searched a lifetime in a lonely world, my restless heart chose you. It's clear to see, you'll always be my final rose. Your precious love gives me a peace of mind, like tequila in my veins. Your passion knows no end or borderline, like fire on the plains. When midnight leaves you with a fragile grace, a tangled mystery, wrap your fears inside my warm embrace. Your heart is safe with me. No other woman ever made me feel a love so real, so true. I've searched a lifetime in a lonely world, my restless heart chose you. It's clear to see, you'll always be my final rose. No other woman ever made me feel a love so real, so true. I've searched a lifetime in a lonely world, my restless heart chose you. It's clear to see, you'll always be my final rose. My final rose. I'm standing here, you're not gonna see me cry. I'll make believe I don't hear you telling me goodbye. It hurts more than words can say, this feeling that you don't care. But I'll be alright someday, as sure as I'm standing here. Your mind's made up, you're leaving to go your own way, but I'll just keep believing that you'll be back someday. We've said all there is to say, you've made your feelings clear, but you'll want me back someday, as sure as I'm standing here. As sure as I'm standing here, you won't see me fall apart. I'm trying to hold back the tears, feeling my broken heart. We've said all there is to say, you've made your feelings clear, but I'll be alright someday, as sure as I'm standing here. I know you'll be back someday, as sure as I'm standing here.
Welcome back
Hello.
to the second part of our show tonight. We hope you have been enjoying our show so far. Let me give you our guest call-in number. It's 646-668-8941. You just heard me talking to Dean Holmen, CEO over the Music City Hayride. And now I want to bring in our second featured artist for the night, and that is Karl. Now, Alan.
Hello.
He has served our. Hey, how are you, Alan? Welcome to the
fine.
show.
How are you?
Sir?
How's everything going?
It's
Good to
going
talk
great.
with you.
How about, do what?
It's really good to talk with you.
Well, thank you. I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, too, to come on tonight and talk to me.
Well, my pleasure.
I know y'all are busy, and this is probably a real busy week for you as well, so we do appreciate it.
It really is. Yeah, we're having a good time being busy.
Right. Well, that's what keeps us young, ain't it?
Can you hear me all right?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. Yeah, everything's going smooth. Now, the way I did Dean, Alan, is I get my artists, and this is how I usually start out everything, and I usually get you to tell our listeners about yourself, and I tell them you can go back however far you like, start wherever you like, but to tell our listeners about yourself and work your way into your music.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I started off many years ago at the age of 14. I had my own radio show in Pottsville, Pennsylvania on Saturday afternoons, the Alan Karl Show, and that was WPPA Radio in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And I would open up all my shows with sending you a big bouquet of roses, and then my music career just kept on going because I won a talent contest. And then I started opening up for big name artists like Hawkshaw Hawkins, Gene Shepard, Wanda Jackson, Patsy Cline. We had a lot of fun back, good time, and I stayed in country music. I've been in country music now for 63 years, and I have Century 2 Records here in Nashville. I have many wonderful artists on my label. And among them, of course, was the late, great Jim Ed Brown and Gene Shepard. They were both on Century 2 Records before they passed away. And we have a bunch of new artists, and we're just having a wonderful time.
I know, go ahead.
We're doing a big show this Friday. We're doing a big show of all my Century 2 family. They're all going to be doing a big show at the Troubadour, the Texas Troubadour here in Nashville. And we're recording all week. We're doing several duets. I have Jerry Foster, one of the biggest songwriters in country music, has signed with Century 2 Records. And we're just rolling along and having a great time doing it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I know y'all are doing CMA Fest also, right? Or is that all done?
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it used to be way back when. It used to be Fanfare, but now it's CMA Fest. Yeah, but still in all, we have an awful lot of people coming in town.
Oh, I bet. I can imagine.
Yeah,
now,
a lot of great fans.
Right. I just need to make my way to Nashville, I guess.
Yes, you do. You need to do that.
Right. I'm out here in Athens, Georgia.
You're in Athens, Georgia?
Yes,
well, you're
sir.
not too far away. You're not too far away. You can get up there.
Yeah, I don't know how far actually Nashville is. Yeah, I don't think it's that far.
No.
I've been saying I'm gonna have to come up that way anyway, because most of my people that come on my shows are from up there too. So, but
we have two of our artists that are coming in town on Century 2 Records are from the Georgia area, and we have Willie Carver and Tammy Kendrick. They're both on Century 2 Records, and they'll be doing shows with us this week. So we're gonna have a great time, meeting a lot of new fans and shaking hands with a lot of the older ones too.
Awesome. Now, are these shows recorded in any way, Alan?
Which songs are they?
No, I'm just talking about now when you do your shows like that, are they recorded? I mean, can you go back and listen? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Every song that we'll be doing this week here in Nashville has all been recorded.
Mm.
And
now,
the songs you're playing on your show have also been recorded.
Now, if people want to know about all of these songs, where can they find out about these songs?
Well, they can look them up on CD Baby, iTunes. We are on all the sites like Amazon, Napster, Neptune, all of them. So they can download all these songs that you're playing on your show. They can get.
Awesome. Now, Alan, he started as in the Air Force as an Air Force pilot. Now, tell us about that, Alan, because this is how you came about, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I spent 2 tours in Vietnam as a jet fighter pilot, 131 combat and reconnaissance missions, and awfully glad to come back. I gave the Air Force 6 years service, and I actually saw the world doing it. I've been all over the world as far as the Far East and Germany, oh my gosh, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, all the islands in the Pacific. So Thailand, yeah.
Awesome.
As a matter of fact, in Thailand, I had an all-Thai band that we played Saturday nights at the Club Miami, club in Udon, Thailand, and we had a great time doing that. Wonderful musicians and a wonderful bunch of guys. We had a great time.
That's awesome to be able to do that. And you have also actually won quite a few awards, too. Now, you also won, I saw where you won a Purple Heart and quite a few other medals as well. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and of course, in music business, now I was fit into the Native American Hall of Fame. I had done a lot of charity work for the Cherokees. I'm part Cherokee, and I had they raised money for schools and medicines and things like that for housing. And they inducted me into the Native American Hall of Fame in 1992. Chief Black Eagle did that. And, of course, I'm in the Traditional Country Music Hall of Fame, the Texas Country Hall of Fame, and several others. I've enjoyed the music just about my whole life.
Now, what has been your most memorable, what do I want to say? Entertaining with someone else other than yourself. You know, like when you share the same stage, what was your most memorable, well, I don't want to say concert, but, you know, that you shared the same stuff. What has been your most memorable time?
Well, I guess hands down it would be doing a duet with Patsy Cline. That was a wonderful experience. Patsy Cline was such a beautiful lady and a fantastic entertainer. She was a woman way ahead of her time as far as just being able to get up and do what she wanted and the way she wanted it. I also shared the stage with Johnny Cash, Hank Snow,
awesome.
Of course, Hawkshaw Hawkins, and oh my goodness, so many others. Wanda Jackson. As a matter of fact, I was present when Wanda Jackson sang her for the very first time after she wrote it, Right or Wrong, and that was in Reading, Pennsylvania, at the Santa Fe Ranch. So many wonderful experiences with Fairland Husky, Stonewall Jackson, my goodness, Bobby G. Rice, and Jan Howard.
Wow.
Oh, my God. So many, many wonderful personalities that I have learned to love my whole life. Jim Reeves, and so many great people.
Awesome. Now, I was reading somewhere. Tell us about, I'm going to call it a camel song. You'll probably know what I'm talking about.
Yes, right.
I'm going to buy me a camel.
Going to buy me a camel. Yeah, I recorded that in 1978, and it was it was because of the lines in all the lines. It was so hard to get gasoline, and I didn't write the song, but when it was pitched to me, I really liked it. Going to buy me a Camel, and I'm going to sand it down and paint it green and ride it all over town. But anyway, it was in response to the gasoline crisis, and Jerry Reed had Who Put the Line in Gasoline, and he and I had the two songs that went up the charts together, and this was back in 1978. It was quite a song.
That sounds like y'all have a lot of fun together.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Now, you actually have quite a number of CDs, quite a few number one CD albums also, and charted back by the European Country Music Association. Now, and I'm assuming that's when you were on tour, right?
Yeah. I done 3 European tours, and we had a blast over there doing 7 countries, 7 country tours. It was just a wonderful time. So many wonderful people over there that love traditional country music, and my golly, meeting all of them and doing radio tours. I did radio tours in Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands. It was just wonderful. Spain, Germany. It's just wonderful to meet people that love traditional country music as I have my whole life.
Awesome. Well, I was reading, Alan has had 11 number one independent chart singles as well, and 6 number one duets also with Donna Cunningham. So don't be modest, Alan.
No, we had some wonderful writers. Among them, of course, Jerry Foster. You played one of my. Jerry Foster had wrote "As Sure as I'm Standing Here," and he has. I did a line dance song written by Jerry Foster called "Butterflies," and that was also. We did a big contest where people would have the chance to do a line dance song and videotape it and send it to me, and then if the winner would get to open up for me in Europe when I appeared in Europe. And 5 girls from South Africa won that contest,
really?
And they appeared with me in Spain, yeah.
Awesome. Now, I know you're busy this week. Now, after y'all get done with everything, like the CMA Fest and with the Music City Hayride show, what do you do? I mean, do you still write? Do you still write songs and things like that?
Yes, I do. I still write and record. I'll be recording a new album. It should be out by the end of the year, and I will be doing duets with Donna Cunningham. I also just bought a house here in Nashville, so I'll be living here full-time, writing and doing shows. I want to be more involved with the Music City Hayride, helping Dean Holmen, who is a very special friend of mine, do as much as I can to help him. He has such a great idea with this Music City Hayride. I love all the people that are involved in it, and we have a great time doing that as well.
And that's actually coming up this week. Well, what's today? Is the 4th. They're like neck and neck this weekend. So, where can people find out about that, Alan?
Well, I'm not so sure. We're putting flyers all over Nashville. Donna and I are going to be doing a show on this Wednesday, the Music City Hayride show. We're doing that, and as well as our show on Friday night here in Nashville. I'll be at Rope this Wednesday, and that's the reunion of professional entertainers. I'm a life member of Rope, and we'll be there enjoying meeting and just shaking hands with fellow entertainers and people I've been with quite a few times throughout my career.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure we can find your. Now I know you have a website, right?
Yeah, sure I do.
So if people want to know more information about that, they can look that up, and we can also share that information out on our Facebook pages as well. Facebook is really taking off. Do you do a lot of Facebooking?
Yes. Matter of fact, Cunningham runs my Facebook. She runs my Facebook, and what I'm going to have Donna tell you what her Facebook page and how you can get on it and learn all about it. And here's my duet partner, Donna Cunningham.
Hi, Donna. How are you?
How you doing? I'm just fine,
I'm
thank
good.
you. You need the name for the Facebook page, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's Donna with 2 N's, and Staten, which was my maiden name, Staten, and Cunningham. And then from there you can get to Alan's page and to Century 2 page, so you can get everywhere from there.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate that. I told Alan, I said that's the biggest thing nowadays, people getting on Facebook. Do y'all do the live shows, Facebook?
Never have, no.
Not yet, Miss Donna.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's funny. I've been trying to myself, but I do, and I wanted
to do it with these. Yeah, some folks seem to do it with these, and some folks look very awkward at it, and I'd probably look pretty awkward at it.
Well, I'm pretty awkward at it, too. I'm learning it, too. I've only been on live maybe twice. And my thing is having to try to turn the camera around because I'm always facing in the other direction.
Right.
So we know how it is. We know how it is. But I wanted to thank you both for coming on here tonight. I was telling Alan, I'm like, I know it's a really busy week this week, and for them too, he and Dean coming on tonight and talking on my show. I mean, with them being busy, I do appreciate them coming on.
Right. We've got one of our artists here with us this evening. We've got Ruth Angelica here in the car, and she and I don't know if Ellen told you, we did a duet together last year, and Rose just got notice that it has been downloaded over 2 million times. We got a platinum record. And
That's
she wrote it. And say hi, Rose.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. This is cool. Very cool.
I don't know if you
yeah.
have it or not. It's called Saturday Night is Girls' Night Out. If you don't have it, we'll get it to you.
I would love it. No, I don't have that one.
Okay.
We'll make sure you get it.
Yes. I would love to have that.
What's your email address?
My email address is intercomradio, and that's INTERCOMM radio, and it's at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Okay. We got it. Thank you.
Awesome. I love getting new music, and that brings me to, Intercom Radio Network is hosting a songwriting contest. It's going through the summertime. I've been getting quite a few emails. I'm loving getting, and now they can only send in 2, and it can't be under any kind of promotion. And I'm loving getting all of their emails with their songs in them. So
great.
And I'm thinking we're going to come up probably about the end of the summer and come up with a day that we're going to come up with a winner. So just to throw that out there.
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
It's been really fun. I love getting on my music now. Much like yourself, Alan. See, I've just started out with the Paige Roberts Show, and so I'm not a veteran of radio. Started it, and here I am. I guess much like yourself. So,
but you're doing a really wonderful job.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. Just like I was telling Dean earlier, you know, people don't really realize what it takes, you know, in putting a show together. And it is a lot of work. You do have to have team members and team players and people there to help you. And when it's just yourself.
That's right.
know?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
There's no I in team, is there?
No, there's not. And you know, a lot with our indie artists out there, you know, that's what they do. And so I know that it's hard on them a lot of times in getting things put together. So
yes, it is very difficult.
Now, when y'all get done with what you're doing now, or do you have anything coming up through the summertime, Alan?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, we do. We're going to be back in Nashville in July. We do a show. It's called the Dewdrop Jamboree, and that's in Murfreesboro. Donna and I will probably be. Have you heard of Lamar's, Iowa, the big festival they have out there? Bob Everhart?
I have heard of that.
Yes. Well, we usually spend a week out there entertaining on about 12 different stages, and there's through the course of the week, there's probably 30,000 people going through there. We'll probably also be in Branson, Missouri, and we'll be appearing there at the Starlight Theater. Yeah, Starlight Theater. I almost forgot. I almost said casino, but that's not right. There's no gambling in Branson. But anyway, yes, and then, of course, we'll be recording and doing other things with our artists. Rose Angelica is going to be doing an album that should be out before the end of the year. And anyway, it should be a very busy year between now and the end of the year.
Right. Now, I know most people, you know, and this is just June, I wonder how many people are working on their Christmas CDs right now.
That's true. Yeah, that's something that we may be considering also. I don't know if I'm going to be recording any new Christmas material. I have about 30 Christmas songs, 2 CDs. It's very difficult to get good Christmas material that is fresh and original. But I love all the old ones, and of course I've recorded a lot of the old ones. But I love Christmas. Christmas is one of my songs, my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, that is mine too, and Easter. Easter is the other one.
Yep, Here Comes Peter Cottontail, right?
All right. That can go along with the camel.
Yeah, I don't know if rabbits and camels go along with each other, but that is what. They're both animals. That's all I can tell you.
All right. Yes, it is. But I do like that one. But I did want to tell you again that I do appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come on my show and talk to us. So we do appreciate it.
My pleasure, completely.
Yeah, time goes by fast. Well, and I know you know that from you having your own radio show. Once you get to talking, that hour is gone before you know it.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't take long at all, does it?
No, it doesn't. Well, people used to say 30 minutes, and then I'm like, well, 30 minutes, you can only get hello and goodbye in 30 minutes.
Yeah, Mel Tillis used to claim that it took him that long just to say hello.
All right, yeah, and I agree, totally.
He was a great entertainer. I thought the world of Mel Tillis.
Awesome. I know, so many greats, and it's hard to believe how many of our greats are not around anymore, you know?
I know, it's very sad. I try not to think about it because it is very sad. So many of those made country music what it is today, and we miss every one of them. And
you know, in keeping with your slogan too, keeping it country. I mean, I hope that people will come back around and keep the country music, like you said, the traditional country music alive. And I think it's a good thing that y'all are doing in doing that. So I think it's working. Well,
that is what we are all about, and I can't think of any doing traditional country any more than we are. I just wanted to come around again. I wanted to at least stay around, and we're having an awful lot of good times keeping it here and performing for the fans that love it.
Awesome. Well, I think we are going to close out here. But I'm trying to see what I have in my queue next.
Well, we'll have Rose Angelica say goodnight to you.
Good night, everybody.
And
Good
Donna
night.
Cunningham.
Good night. Nice talking with you.
Good night, Donna. Thank you.
We sure did love being with you.
I know. This was a cool surprise, and I appreciate y'all.
Well, we appreciate you. And, you know, with you folks doing what you do, it keeps us recording music, and we appreciate you getting it out in front of all the people that love traditional country.
Awesome. Well, we'll always be here, hopefully. So y'all have a good night, and we'll see everybody. I always say see everybody back in Facebook land.
Okay.
So that's where we go. So y'all have a good night, and thank you again.
Oh, good night. We love you.
Good night. Oh, we love y'all too.
As sure as I'm standing here, you're not gonna see me cry. I'll make believe I don't hear you telling me goodbye. It hurts more than words can say, this feeling that you don't care, but I'll be alright someday. As sure as I'm standing here, your mind's made up, you're leaving to go your own way, but I'll just keep believing that you'll be back someday. We've said all there is to say. You've made your feelings clear, but you'll want me back someday. As sure as I'm standing here.
heart. I'm trying to hold back the tears, feeling my broken heart. We've said all there is to say. You've made your feelings clear, but I'll be alright someday. As sure as I'm standing here, I know you'll be back someday. As sure as I'm standing here. Did before. No love, no more laughter. No love, love is dying. No love, so much crying. Nobody loves here anymore. Those lips that set our hearts aglow, now we find have grown cold. Nobody loves here anymore. I look into your distant eyes. As tears fall, I realize nobody loves here anymore. No love, no hands holding. No love, no lips touching. No love, no arms hugging, not like we did before. No love, no more laughter. No love, love is dying. No love, so much crying. Nobody loves here anymore. One pillow on the bed, one pillow on the floor. Nobody loves here anymore. We pass each other in the hall. We hardly ever talk at all. Nobody loves here anymore. No love, no hands holding. No love, no lips touching. No love, no arms hugging. Not like we did before. No love, no more laughter. No love, love is dying. No love, so much crying. Nobody loves here anymore. No love, love is dying. No love, so much crying. Nobody loves here anymore. I've seen the moon rise in a turquoise sky, one time out Cheyenne way. This simple beauty left me hypnotized, like standing in your gaze. The first time that I ever held you close, you stole my breath away. Like sunlight breaking through the Tulsa rain, you change the dark today. No other woman ever made me feel a love so real, so true. I've searched a lifetime in a lonely world. My restless heart chose you. It's clear to see you'll always be my final rose. Your precious love gives me a peace of mind like tequila in my veins. Your passion knows no end or borderline, like fire on the plains. When midnight leaves you with a fragile grace, a tangled mystery, wrap your fears inside my warm embrace. Your heart is safe with me. No other woman ever made me feel a love so real, so true. I've searched a lifetime in a lonely world. My restless heart chose you. It's clear to see you'll always be my final rose. No other woman ever made me feel a love so real, so true. I've searched a lifetime in a lonely world. My restless heart chose you. It's clear to see you'll always be my final rose. My final rose.
Lord, it's the same old tune, fiddle and guitar. Where do we take it from here? Rhinestone suits and new shiny cars. It's been the same way for years. We need a change. Somebody told me when I got to Nashville, son, you finally got it made. Oh, Hank made a hit, and we're all sure that you will. But I don't think Hank done it this way. Did old Hank really do it this way? Lord, I've seen the world with a five-piece band, looking at the backside of me, doing my songs, one of his now and then. But I don't think Hank done it this way. Did old Hank really do it this way? Play it. Did old Hank really did it this way? Did old Hank really do it this way? Did old Mel really do it this way? Did old Jimmy really do it this way? Did old George really do it this way? Did old Merle really do it this way? Did old Vern really do it this way? Shooter, did old Waylon do it this way?
As sure as I'm standing here, you're not gonna see me cry. I'll make believe I don't hear you telling me goodbye. It hurts more than words can say, this feeling that you don't care, but I'll be alright someday. As sure as I'm standing here, your mind's made up, you're leaving to go your own way, but I'll just keep believing that you'll be back someday. We've said all there is to say. You've made your feelings clear, but you'll want me back someday. As sure as I'm standing here. Fall apart. I'm trying to hold back the tears, feeling my broken heart. We've said all there is to say. You've made your feelings clear, but I'll be alright someday. As sure as I'm standing here, I know you'll be back someday. As sure as I'm standing here.
Hi folks, this is Mark Wilmot, singer-songwriter of the Redstone Ramblers, owner of Trademark Instrument Repair, and proud supporter of the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio. Do you want that old acoustic to play like butter again? You want to get that Strat you got from your dad hot-rodded? Or maybe you want to put a pickup in your banjo? You can contact me for all your TLC. I'll be there for your instrument when it needs me. You can check me out at Trademark Instrument Repair on Facebook. Thanks again for listening, and remember, support your local songwriter.
We're playing tunes that make you grin. Our music's better than it's ever been. So think of us when you need a show. We're at WIRN Intercom Radio.
When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.